You know, something you just said, both of you just said it, is that every time you go out, it's a sales call. It really is. I mean, if you go to a chamber meeting, if you go to a Rotary meeting, you go to ASPD, whatever, you're making a sales call. And it's not just a matter of showing up and throwing business cards at somebody. It's almost sitting down and thinking about, if I'm going to the Matthews Chamber, what am I going to accomplish there? Am I going to look up recruiters? What am I? Who am I looking for from a networking standpoint? And it's the idea of face-to-face, the amount of time spent possibly sending resumes out by email versus getting out of the house and going somewhere in a suit and tie and making a sales call.
Sometimes it just helps to pretend that you are working, right?
Oh yeah.
It just to put on the suit or the jacket or whatever you're going to wear and not at home in the fuzzy slippers and go out and do what it is that you need to do. It's it can be painful if you're a shy person. How many people here think they're shy? Morgan is shy. Tell me your name again.
Deborah.
Deborah thinks she's shy.
I have been, but I've actually had to.
You don't seem too shy.
No, I've had to. Well, I tend to be quiet because I was painfully shy. This is my brother. I was painfully shy when we were little. Quite often he had local friends and my sister had local friends, but there weren't any, so I spent a lot of childhood time by myself. Through the years, I've actually been put in front of people to speak, and most of my career has been advising executives how to make decisions, diving through the business data and such. So I've had to at least project myself, and I also had someone flag me as a college instructor for about 2.5 years, and I never would have volunteered myself to go in front of a classroom full of people and to speak, 5 days a week. So I can speak, but I don't go out of my way to do so. And in a room, quite often I'll be more quiet.
Right.
So I've got kind of a double-edged sword. Because I can speak, people don't believe that I'm shy. So I oftentimes come off a little bit snobbish or harsh, even when I was young.
I think the most important thing you can do if you feel that you are shy is to I call it kind of networking out. So you take the person that you are the most comfortable with and get comfortable with them and ask them to take you to the next person and the next person and the next person. It's you have to practice that. If you're not naturally extroverted, you have to practice getting in front of people and being able to speak to them. And that's what it sounds like what you've been doing a lot of your careers. You've been doing all that just by doing the job, and it's usually the practice.
And I think part of what a shy person, in fact, you probably notice that as I'm speaking, because I'm such a deep thinker, that I don't always hold eye contact for real long periods of time because I'm thinking deeply. It's easier as a shy person to not speak of myself, but to actually, when I approach people, try to find questions to ask because people would rather talk about themselves anyway.
Right. I think we said that before you came in.
Okay.
people love to talk about themselves.
Then.
Right. Other questions, thoughts, comments, anything? Let me talk a little bit about M squared. So if you'll look in the collateral that I gave you, let me talk about us and tell you who we are and what we do. M squared is a professional consulting firm. We provide consultants to clients who face critical business challenges, and we do that by either bringing people in on an interim basis, like interim employees, or we have a consultant who goes in and solves a problem from scratch for a client. We have 3 large practice areas. Those are life sciences, which is where I live, so to speak, technology, which is where I started at M squared 5 years ago, and also our financial services practice. And in all of those practice areas, we seek people who have expertise in things like project management, program management, marketing and communications. Anyone who's done change management, we love you, and please create a profile right away. Anybody who has worked in an environment either where they have been called upon to run something or where they have been been doing business analysis work, that's kind of like the bottom level for us as business analysts, systems analysts. So you would be welcome in our network.
Process design.
And process improvement. If you've got a green belt or a black belt, we love you. Please create a profile. So that, and we go from that up to people who are doing strategic consulting. In my years there, I placed people who have been earning as little as, say, $500 a day and as much as $3,000 a day. And those are the rates to the consultants. The fee that we charge the client is in addition to and on top of that. So that's our rate to the consultant, those numbers, say between $500 a day to as much as $3,000 a day. We place people either as a W-2 or a 1099, and what's controlling about that is the nature of the work. So if the client comes to us and says, you need the consultant to be here Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, do these 6 things every day, that's really an interim employee. And we set that up as a W-2. You come to work for us and are paid by our subsidiary that we call Collabris, C-O-L-L-A-B-R-U-S, Collabris.
Okay.
Collabris pays twice monthly on the 10th and the 25th. You submit your time by the 1st and the 15th to be paid by the 10th and the 25th. After 30 days on that kind of engagement, we make benefits available: medical, dental, long-term disability, a 401k, vision care, those kinds of things. And you may select any or none of them as you wish. If it is a truly independent engagement where the client says the process is broken and we have no idea how to fix it, or they might even not be able to say they have a process that's broken, they might say, we're not getting things done around here.
That's what these are.
Right. So then we bring in a consultant who says, oh yeah, I've done this at this kind of company, and here's what I did for that company, and here's how I'm going to do it for you, and this is how I will deliver it to you. They'll create a statement of work with milestones, with dates attached, and on the date they deliver the milestone. When they deliver the milestone, the client lets us know, yes, the milestone's received, everything is good, and that triggers an invoice from us, which we then get back in payment, usually within 30 days. When we get the payment, the consultant gets the payment on a 1099 engagement. So those are the 2 ways that we do that. We also do corp to corp. If you are set up as a legal entity, and I don't recommend that you necessarily do that, but if you are and want to be paid through your legal entity, Inc. or LLC, whatever it might be, we can pay you as a corp to corp, either for 1099 or W-2 work. It doesn't matter.